Ashley.
And we're Self Care.
Today we're going to be talking about Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. But before we get into it, next week, tune in. We're going to be doing a video where we guess books based on bad reviews.
It'll be a great time.
Yes, good one. Okay, so diving in, what did you rate the book?
Okay, so I rated it a 2.
Okay.
Harshly. What did you rate it?
Okay, I rated it a 1, so you can't say harshly because I rated it way worse.
I did not enjoy this book.
Yeah, I didn't either, to be honest. And I was the one that picked the book, so I felt bad because I made bad for this book. But I thought it was going to be really good. And Ali has a lot of fans. And everybody was super excited about this book, and I kept seeing it. So I was like, you know what? I think it'd be a good video. Not a lot of videos are out about it, so let's go ahead and do it.
It was a relatively new drop, so.
And it kind of failed, to be honest. I think I've seen mixed reviews, but a lot of people like it. And I'm like, I didn't.
So, here's my thing. I love Kindle Unlimited, and there's some really good books on it. But some romances on Kindle Unlimited are average, easy reads, whatever. I felt like I was reading a Kindle Unlimited romance, but like worse.
Yeah.
Bad. Like, I would have DNF'd it if
I wanted to DNF it.
We weren't going to do this video.
A long time. We were supposed to have done this video like last week, and I didn't finish it. So we didn't push it, but yeah, that was my fault.
So
not a good book.
Basically, I don't want to just trash it the whole time, but that's probably what it's going to end up being. So I'm sorry.
Tell me something that you liked about it.
I was really excited that it was centered around women scientists.
Yeah, all her books are. They're all about different types of stuff.
That's what drew me in. I was really excited about that. I obviously love the super rich tech guy coming in to steal the company vibe, because that's like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
I liked the idea of the book.
Okay, and so I'll tell you what I liked. I was really intrigued the first chapter. I was like, okay, because I liked the app. I thought was super different, and that's how they met. So I was like, okay, I'm intrigued. I was like, okay, cool. And then I just kept reading. I was like, no. But I liked that, and then I also liked that. I like the concept. I just don't think that it was drawn out better. I feel like, for example, if Abby had done this, there would have been so many better details, and just it would have been gone in a different direction. Yeah. It had good potential, and I feel like it just was not drawn out.
Yeah.
That way.
I was really interested. So she met this guy in a hotel bar.
Eli Kilgore.
But this is before we knew who he was. So she meets him in a hotel bar and is interrupted by this guy who doesn't take no for an answer. I'm thinking ex-boyfriend, something. So I'm immediately like, okay, this is gonna be interesting. This is a good story. And that part was good. I did like the brother story. I wish that I don't know what I wish. I think that they painted her brother as a terrible person. Yeah. Which maybe he was.
I feel like if he was that bad of a person, could we have gotten a bit more of that story?
Yeah. I feel like the backstory was rushed.
Tell it to the end, and even at the end, I feel like it wasn't enough to make me hate the brother. I thought he was definitely violent and a bit standoffish. How he came to talk about her with situations, but I was just I still don't feel for her or him. I was just there.
I knew she had issues with eating, and then she brought up, so then we found out she didn't have frequent meals.
Yeah, her mom, and I feel I don't know if I didn't read that part or I just couldn't tell if her mom just didn't feed them sometimes or if they were just poor.
So they were poor. And so when she had a job, everything was good, but when she didn't have a job, things were bad.
But did she not have a job because she just didn't care, or was she just getting laid off? I didn't get that.
I think that was very brushed over. Yeah. That was what I took from it was she either didn't have a boyfriend that had money, or she got laid off. But it seemed like she was never out of work for a long period of time.
It was weird.
But also, I don't know, because they didn't really go into it.
I feel like that could have given the book more. I could have felt for her more.
I will say, with the small little snippet that we had, when she left, I do get why maybe her younger brother could have been angry towards her.
Like
because they literally would go without eating, and she was his food source. And then she just leaves and never comes back. So I could see, but they never really talked about that.
Yeah.
And
how Rue left.
Vincent never said anything about it.
Yeah. I feel like that would have been such a good story.
Yeah.
Like such a good chapter.
Yeah.
And she just flew right through it.
Yeah, I feel like we could have heard more about Rue and Vincent and their mom and their backstory on that. As far as Eli and his sister, I felt kind of weird about how he compared his messed up family life to her messed up family life.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, one, I wasn't really a big fan of the, I believe mom had cancer and then dad died suddenly in a car accident, or was it vice versa?
I think the mom, I think it was like that. I can't exactly remember, but I know they both ended up dying.
Within like 14 months of each other.
Yeah, point of the story. And he ended up with
his little sister at 20. It was 20 because he was in college. Yeah. But anyways, I don't know. I didn't really feel. I don't know. I feel like it was so brushed over. I didn't feel anything about it. I wish we would have had like a little, maybe like a flashback or
even the flashback, or not flashback, but like the story we did here whenever like he had money and was sending her to college and stuff, and she just picked to go like overseas. Like that's all we really need.
Yeah, he was like, oh, she hated me so much that she had to get out of the country.
Yeah, and now that was it. They're like living together.
Yeah, now they're BFFs.
Yeah, so I'm just like,
it was weird. It was rushed.
It just didn't make me feel anything.
I hate to compare it to Abby again. Sorry. But in Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, she paints a picture of the first time that she gets sent to foster care and how she has to eat the carrots because she has no food and she's so hungry. And in that moment, I felt so bad for that little girl. And I feel like Ali Hazelwood could have done something a little bit more to make me feel for Rue.
I honestly didn't feel one thing throughout the entire book. Not whenever they were making up, when they were, not that they really fought, but whenever they weren't together, whenever
that was the other thing. She was just so
bland.
Yeah.
And I know that's kind of like what her character was supposed to be, kind of just like, but I don't know, I just didn't like that either. I like a strong, like, female character for the lead. And she was just like there.
I feel like Tish should have been the lead.
Yeah.
She had more, I mean, personality.
Yeah.
I think that was the point though, is that
she brought it out of her.
Yeah. But so I think what Allie was trying to do is she was going, so we want, sorry, I said Allie.
Oh, I think you said Allie.
I think it's Allie. Whatever. Allie.
I heard Allie.
I think what Allie was trying to do was, we watched The Big Bang Theory, and so Sheldon's girlfriend, Amy, I think that's who she was trying to depict.
Oh, okay.
And so Amy is super quirky, but she's funny and likable. And this Rue was not funny. She was not likable. I mean, they said she was funny, but
they said that she was well, she was, not that she wasn't likable, but she wasn't very outgoing. She didn't have any friends at work either. So it was just kind of like, and I don't think that really bothered me, but it's just in the book with her writing, it just didn't really make her seem like any type of way to me.
You would think that she would have a more personal level with her friends and Eli. And they tried to make, like, then they said, oh, you know, I've never talked like this with anybody, whatever.
And they just like, they're literally like a random conversation.
Yeah, I just didn't love it. There was no chemistry between them.
And even, honestly, that's just reading the book. I kind of went back and forth with reading the book and listening to it because we were driving to Dallas. And I kind of went back and forth. And even on the audio and then like anytime she said something, it was literally like super flat, like 2. So I'm just like, it's exactly. I mean, the people that read it is exactly how it is in the book.
Yeah.
You know.
And I will say, I've been I've been listening to audiobooks more. Mm-hmm. So I used to be totally against them.
Yeah.
I hated all of them. They were just cringy. But I've been listening to them, and it's been nice.
I really like audiobooks.
So the fact that this audiobook was rough.
No, I think you should go later on and like give it a try. Not like listen to like the whole book, but like even if just like a couple minutes, and you'll see that it's exactly like.
Yeah, you could even. I think Amazon has a sample.
Yeah,
you can download the sample
if you have the Spotify.
Yeah,
that's how I listen to it.
Yeah. So, getting into the lack of chemistry, let's talk about the smut.
Okay. Even I feel like it was so awkward to even when I was listening to it, I was like skip it. Yeah. I was like, please no. I was just like weird and too much. Like I don't know. It was just too much. Like I thought
it was uncomfortable.
Yeah, very uncomfortable. And like the app, I thought, oh, like I thought it was gonna be like, oh, that'll be different. Like that was intriguing. And like I thought it was funny how it listed like what they like or whatever on there. But then like I don't know, I just thought it was so weird. And the fact that they like talked so much throughout their like smut scenes, I thought was weird and kind of awkward. Like the conversations they were having.
That's my thing. It was awkward. And it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't like eloquent smut. Like I want to listen to classy smut. I don't.
The queen of smut.
I don't necessarily want to listen to. I don't know. Whatever that was.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was.
I feel bad, but I'm just like whatever that was. No. I don't even think it classifies as smut. I think it was straight corn.
Well, even when during those scenes, like. I feel like it wasn't even, not that it needs to be romantic, but it wasn't, like, it was just, like, they would, like, get off on telling each other, like, weird stories that they hated about each other.
Yeah.
And then, like, I hated that whole plot in the whole book that it kept coming up. That's like, tell me something, and then they just tell each other weird things, and then that's it. And I don't know.
Weird, terrible things.
Yeah, and then, like, that, like, just gets them closer to each other. I just hated it.
I hated it. I disagree. I don't want to read. I'm not like a big smut. Like I don't read books for the smut.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like I usually gloss over the smut, to be honest. And so like I do want romance. Like I want like more to the plot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, definitely. And for even it to tie into the story.
Yeah.
But I think.
And it didn't.
No.
That was the thing. They could have had this whole book and taken all of that out.
And it still wouldn't have been anything.
Yeah. It wouldn't have changed the story at all.
Because the smut didn't do anything for their characters.
The only things that were important to this story, and I will say they were the most interesting things. Mm-hmm. Florence, her boss, Ruth's boss.
That was a good evil character. Not evil, but different.
We think of them as friends. The trio, Tish, Rue, and Florence were friends. And Florence is a big mentor. So I really didn't believe that Florence was bad until
I don't know. I feel like I did because she was so sketchy.
She was a little sketchy,
but
in
the beginning I felt like she was sketchy.
I feel like she was just trying. In my mind, I'm like, oh, she's just trying to protect them. She doesn't want them to worry.
Yeah.
So I really did. I bought it, and then of course, you start finding out this tech company's coming in with their evil plot.
And I honestly really liked the tech company. I was kind of rooting for them, and I liked their story a lot. I would have read their book. Their book would have made it a whole
backstory, and then them as friends, and even the okay.
We're like I don't know what we're talking about.
I know. So the tech company consists of 4 people. I can't remember the girl's name off the top of my head.
I think I've heard it.
But Eli, a woman, and 2 men. So they're all part of this tech company, and it's gonna drive me nuts. I can't remember it.
Well, I know Hark. Like I don't know if that's his first name. Like Hark.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
that's his last name.
That's his last name. But we'll just call him Hark.
But that's what they call him.
He's Eli's best friend, and Hark had dated the female that's
in the group.
And then like
they broke
up for
Saul. I think it's Saul.
I think it's somewhere.
And we maybe pronounce
it
wrong.
Saul.
But
they're together now.
She ended up with him, and that's how he joined the tech company. He wasn't really part of their friend group, so it's not like there was a love triangle going on.
Yeah, but like that story was interesting.
Yes.
Like I wanted to know more about them, and Hark pretty much seemed like he was still pining for her.
Yes, he did, absolutely. The whole time. And he would so we find out that she's pregnant, and she and her husband, I mean, it's not scandal, and he's upset. I mean, she hasn't even told him, but when she doesn't really want to tell him either, because she knows it'll upset him. Yeah. Not that she won't, but she's kind of like holding off of it. And so I loved them, and I loved their friendship. I loved her and Eli's friendship. Yeah. It was very real. I think it was and I feel like their conversations had much more chemistry than Rue and Eli's conversations. For sure. See, I wrote it down here. And there was some weird, like, references that they would say in the books. Like, for one, I wrote it down because I was like, what the hell? And I've read it in other books, and I'm just like, why does this keep coming up? Yeah. And it's shit on a tit. And I'm just like, I don't get it. Is that like, I don't understand. Maybe it's where they're from. That it's like a thing. I don't know. But I have never heard that term. But I've read it in a different book. Oh, really? I can't remember what book it is, but I've seen that line before. And I'm like, why? Also, I found her name so that we're not ignorant anymore. It's Minami. I knew it started. I wanted to say Mimi, but I was wrong. Minami. That's probably why I didn't remember, because that's such a different name. Yeah. Which they all have different names. Rue, Minami. They do. You know. I feel like Rue is kind of more like a middle name. Yeah. But even Rue, like, not to hate on any Rues, but I feel like Rue, like, just fits her character. Yeah. Different. Yeah. Of course, we trashed her, so trash her character. Might as well trash her. Well, no. I think that she could have been written better. It's not her fault. Yeah. And I honestly, I really like the pink, cute cover. Yeah, I will say the cover was nice. It's deceiving. I'm just kidding a little bit, but, you know. If you were going to pick up a book by its cover, I'd pick it up. I think, and that's honestly the reason I picked it up, because of the cover. Shame. Never read a book, or judge a book by its cover. I know. Well, I've read one of her other books before, so I thought it was going to be good. Yeah. You know? No, I really think that she just dropped the ball on this one. Yeah. Frida had turtles, Ali has weird smut. And I feel like the other book that I read, it was it Love and Chemistry? Oh, no. It's chemistry, but I don't know. I don't remember. It's one of the books, but it didn't even have any smut. So I was like so surprised that, and I didn't care. Like the story was cute. You know, I'm not really caring for the smut. Well, that's what I'm saying. So maybe she was just trying to add smut, and it was just. But even the things like that were smut, like it wasn't even. Yeah. Smut what they were doing, if you know what I mean. You know, it was just. I don't know. It was strange and unusual. Overall, I would never read this book again. I wouldn't recommend this book. No. I kind of want to black out the whole time that I spent reading this book. Yeah, I definitely would have DNF'd it. But you know what? It counted it for me. We pushed through. Yeah, it went on our reading challenge. Yeah. What are you at? What am I at? Mm-hmm. So first of all, I read a ton of books last year. Okay. I went through. I went to the Philippines, so on the flight there, I went through almost all the ACOTAR books. Mm-hmm. On the flight there and back. All Throne of Glass. I read a ton. And this year I'm at 33? Yeah. 33, something like that. And I put a goal of 100. Granted, I still have till December. Well, January, but I don't know. I'm behind. Listen to more audiobooks. I know. I think that's. Yeah. But the thing is, I want to listen to ACOTAR, and I've already read it, so I can't count it. You can. Can you count rereadings? Well, I did. I did. Because I read ACOTAR last year, and I listened to the second, third, and fourth. Mm. Like, I redid it, and I counted it. It's still reading a book. I guess. I don't know. Y'all tell us. Does it count if you reread a book towards your reading challenge? I'd be happy to know. I don't know. I'm
still gonna do it. I'm doing it with
What are you
with
at?
us. Oh, I'm at 43, and my challenge was 45. So thankfully,
She lowballed it though. Like,
no, I didn't because not that I barely started reading, but like it's been the past 2 years that I've been like constantly reading more. Last year, my challenge was 12 because I was like, oh, I'll read one every month, and then I kind of got like into like just like reading and reading and reading, and I read 39.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, maybe I'll do 45 for next year. So I didn't know how many I was gonna read.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was like reading, and like the past 2 months I've kind of like slowed it down.
I've definitely been in a slump.
And I've been in a slump, and I've been watching, honestly, Love Island. So I haven't been reading. Love Island, UK, USA, if you're a fan.
I think that's why you like Magnolia Park so much.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just such a romance girly that
I am too.
I love. And this is why you need to get into it. If you think Beth needs to watch Love Island, let her know.
Alright. Well, it's been fun. We hope that our next book that we read will be above a 2-star. Mm-hmm. I mean 1 star.
But I think it will. But I think our next video will be fun. So you guys tune in.
Alright. See you later. Bye.